Okay, here we have the second F unit, and we'll just hop right into it and start working here. Let's see. I can go ahead and remove this front coupler. This one doesn't have the KDs on it like the first one did. Well, come out of there. Pull the front out first. Okay. Oh, what do we've got here? Looks like some of the windows are touch on the loose side here. Put a spot of glue on those, I would say. Keep those in. We'll set this off to the side. Pull this tape off. Unplug our old board here. Like I say, I'm not going to try to talk all the way through this. I don't see any point in that. Those just have a little release in them. right into the flux. Find me a smaller screwdriver here. Get that in there. Well, I caught the release on the first one. There we go. And these ones, this is the same way. Well, come off of there. Okay, there's our old board. Okay, break out our new board. Of course, now you saw that had a different decoder than the first one. So that was probably the biggest part of our trouble on, well, it didn't help any with the speed matching. So, like I said on the other one, I'll make sure our plugs are all the way in. Okay, and I am going to take and get rid of some of this excess wire at this point. I believe. Go back to the handy dandy instructions. Set that over there. And get rid of our violet. Like I say, if we have to, we can go back in and redo these pins. Actually, I have plugs that will go right in to these. You can buy these plugs. I believe bought 10 of them for, I don't know, it wasn't very much, $8. Ordered them from China. We'll need our black, we'll need our gray. We don't need the yellow. That is our reverse light. We'll need our white. We'll need our blue. We'll need our orange. We need our red. And the green we do not need. Since all this one is going to have is just the headlight. So now on the speaker side, we'll have our blue and black. That's for our capacitor. And we have all this other. And on our instructions, we have our brown and we have a red, and these aren't used, so we'll go ahead and snip them. This way we won't have to work around this wire. We've got our green. It's not going to be used. Oh, skipped over our yellow. And I actually have some of these plugs too. Well, see, even just being out of the locomotive, those things ran away. Okay. And all those are function wires for other things if you have steam or whatnot. But like I say, we're not going to be using those. Make sure that's plugged in real good. Come back here into the center of the frame, or thereabouts. Okay. We'll get out our styrene. Set that off there. And I can make and I'll just cut this roughly out with my scissors here. Let's see, yeah, I'll set that up here. There. So now that fits. And I'll leave this one long like this, that way it'll cover the flywheels, that way none of the wiring will get down in there. All I need to do is put a hole in there. So what I'll do, that has 2 posts on it. I could measure that if I wanted to, but there is no need to do things the hard way. Some model paint. Dab the end. Put our board on. Try not to smear it. There we go. Couple of small holes. And I may have to tweak these just a touch. Yeah, I'm going to have to ream them out just a little bit, but the fit is fairly good. that side, there's that side. Okay. Now we have a base for our decoder. Okay, now I want to, while I'm here, pull this out here for a second. And you'll notice that I didn't mark this front and rear. I really don't have to. I've got the coupler back here, and I know I left that on the rear. So, but I will take and I will grease. You can see down in there. And get the rear one. Run that around a little bit. Okay. And I will end up, I'll clean the wheels off when I get done. So there's that. I am going to take a little bit of, just a touch of styrene cement there, just to hold that down. Okay, now we'll have our speaker toward the rear. Okay. Now I want to take and see, I'll have plenty of room there. So we've got our fireman side, we've got our engineer side. Our engineer side is red. I'll have this facing forward, just like that. I can go ahead and I'll cut that. Leave myself just a touch of room there. And then we'll have our black is the other side, so I'll go ahead and cut it the same length. Have our gray and orange. Those are our motor pickups. So I'll go ahead and cut them. I can strip everything here. and cut these my blue and whites down there for the front light. Get them out of the way. I might as well strip them. This way I can go ahead and I can tin everything all at one time. Like I say, if you've never put one of these in, go ahead and give it a try. There is really not a lot that you can tear up here. Well, you can. I have burnt a couple of decoders, so you got to kind of watch for shorts. But this is a fairly straightforward installation. The ESU, the low sound decoders that you solder on the board, some of the others that you solder on the boards, they're a little tougher. They're a little hard to see sometimes. Get a little more solder. Okay, there's my wires all tinned. That out of the way, that out of the way. I will need some shrink tubing. So to make sure that would fit on there, this is a little heavier wire than what I am using. So now our red from the motor will be going to our orange on the motor. And I cut my tubing, I might as well use it. try this without using my now our gray. Well, once again, I cut the tubing. I might as well use the tubing. Get out that again. I like the shrink tubing better than heat tape, or better than black tape. Makes for a nicer job, I think. Okay, there's that. Now I'll use some of our extra wire here. Get this piece all tinned up. Some flux. That tinned up. Okay, now our engineer side is red, so this is the fireman side that's black. This is the engineer's side. We'll slide our heat shrink tubing down. You can get this heat shrink in different colors. I just happen to have clear. I think I buy this at 10-foot rolls. I think is the last roll I bought of it. So I use a 1/2 inch at a time. Okay, I'll shrink that down. tip off there a little bit. Okay. I don't need all of that wire. Flux on there. Little dab of solder. Little dab of solder. Need one more piece. There's that. There's that. So now I am ready. Do one at a time here. Take that under there. Get that out from under there. It'll be on that side. This will be, well, put this over here. As I'm going to twist these together. Well, I'm going to attempt to twist these together. Let's say that. Did a little bit more solder there. I don't need it, I don't think, but now I will say, Digitrax does have a really good warranty. It's a 90-day warranty. It doesn't matter if it's something that's out of the box wrong with it, or if it's something that you did with it. They will replace the decoder. No questions asked. Ask me how I know that. I did burn up one. I burn up the same, well, I burn up one decoder twice in one installation. I had a dead short, and just as soon as I turned the power on, it was gone. I let the smoke, magic smoke out. So I sent it back twice. They sent me a new decoder twice. And that was within a week. maybe, well, within the 2-week period, 10 days maybe. So they do have a really good warranty. Of course, like I say, I am not selling any certain brand of decoder. I have used several: Loc Sound, Digitrax, TCS, there was a couple others I've used, but for the life of me, I can't remember what it is right now. I really hope that this is coming through on this video. Keep my big old fat fingers away. Get rid of some solder here. Tubing melted on there. Now right now, that is ready to be set on the track and tested. But I think first I will go ahead and hook up. I have another light. And I've already got that. Now, I'm going to redo that. I don't like that end on it. Being cantankerous. Flux on there. A little bit of solder. Tin nose. I've already got that tinned, but I do need to cut 2 more pieces, shrink tubing, set this down on here. 1, 2, And I'd already tested that light there. I knew it was good, so before I started. That up on there. That up on there. Clean some solder off the tip. Have that sitting in there. A little bit of double-sided tape. Right in the center. Now, if you're wondering why I'm putting that up there in the front, it's because it will hit this speaker in the back when I mount that up in the shell. So I'll run that up front. And that is actually, that can probably, well, I don't want to put it there because it'll be in the way of my light. Anyway, so we've got that mounted. Tuck those down. Tuck that in out of the way. Stay down there. I need to put a touch of glue on that. Some styrene cement. Capillary action takeover. So there's that. Just looking to see how much time I had left. I think I only had like an hour and a half left on my video card. We're up to about 45 minutes. So I think we're doing just fine here. I'll have to mount, or I will mount, the speaker again to the roof of the locomotive. Almost out of tape. Put that on my list. Okay. That mounted. Now this one didn't have the metal tube. For the light. I do have some styrene, some tubing. Let me get a piece of that. Well, I don't have any tubing. That's alright, I can make something. Alright, well, I'll make this. This is really all I've got to do is make this. We can take and I'll set this up on the roller stands and we'll test it to make sure everything works. And after it does, then I can put the lights in, or make my tube for the light. So I think I'll just set that right there. That'll work. Nothing in the way. Actually, I'll tape that down. That'll be out of the way of the speaker. So we've got a tape to the side. That'll be good. Alright, let's set this up on the test stand. Okay, we're back here with the Western Maryland number 63. We've finished our install. So I've got it sitting on the program track. Well, not on the program track, but on the test track. And I've got my NCE system hooked up here. Let's see if our LED headlight works. Yeah, that works. It's really bright. We'll try our bell. And there's our horn. Okay. And I think you can see there down at the bottom in the center, you can see that flash. I have it moving forward. So looks like everything works. Now what we'll do is we'll take it and set it on the programming on my programming stand, and we'll change the sound file in it, and then we'll go from there. Okay, today we are going to finish up this locomotive. Yesterday, after I turned the video off, I did take and I found me a tube. Actually, I used a piece of heat shrink tubing. Basically, that's what I used. Cut me a length, and you can see that right there. And I've used my liquid black tape again to hold that in. And we have all of our wires tucked in. We've got all these tucked in. Tuck that down a little more. Now, just to make this a little neater, just put that in there, that in there. I don't think I'm going to have any problems with anything actually hitting anything. So we'll close this. We're ready to close this up. Oh, I better take my shims out. This is a shim that I had used to hold up the tubing. So let's close this up, and we will set it on our test track. Make sure everything works. So there we've got our body snapped down on. Okay. I did not have to remove the rear coupler. So while we are here, we will go ahead and install the front coupler. That way this locomotive will be complete. Well, complete other than the programming. So naturally, forgot part of the coupler box. Let's get that back together. Yep. It'll be kind of tricky. Okay. There's that. Now we can get our clip on. Make sure that's seated. Okay, there is our coupler. So now we're ready to put this on the track and see what we have. So let's go ahead and put that in. We're going to press this button to download the entire sound project to the decoder. And you can hear that. This will probably take 6-7 minutes. I'll hook my NCE system back up. Okay. Let's try some functions out here. There's our headlight. There's our bell. Here's our horn. Now I will have to change the volume settings on this, and I think I'll go in right now and I am going to change, once again, let's see, just to where we can see it. Okay. We are going to set our headlight, and we're going to make it a Mars light again. So we'll go to our program track, enter. We want CV number 2, well, option 2. Hit enter. Program CV number. I know that is option 40 or number 49. Enter. And it will be a value of 2. Enter. Then we'll hit escape. Okay. Now we will, let's see. There's our headlight. Actually, it's our Mars light now. There's our horn. We're starting to move forward. That is the horn that comes with that sound file. That is one sad horn. But anyway, we do have it, we do have the sound file in it. So, and our Mars light works. Shut her down. So, once again, there we have that one programmed.